What do all self-made leaders have in common? They didn't begin with fame, they didn't begin with power. Most of them started in silence, invisible, unnoticed. But they carried something powerful inside, a seed of confidence that grew stronger with every step. Think about this for a moment. What if confidence wasn't a mystery? Not a gift reserved for a chosen few? What if it was a blueprint? A set of principles, habits, decisions that anyone could follow, including you. Because here's the truth. Confidence is not built in a single day. It's built through patterns, through choices, through resilience. When fear strikes, the leaders you admire didn't stumble into confidence. They designed it. They built it, step by step. So today, you and I are going to walk through that blueprint, not theory, not vague advice, but the very lessons self-made leaders used when no one was watching. Lessons that carried them from doubt to determination, from fear to courage, from invisible to unstoppable. And as you listen, I want you to imagine yourself not as you are today, but as the leader you could become, because confidence is not out there somewhere. It's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Let's begin. Number 1. Start small but consistent. Confidence doesn't explode overnight. It grows quietly, step by step, brick by brick. Self-made leaders know this truth. They don't wait for the big stage. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They start where they are, with what they have, and they repeat it. Think of it like building muscle. You don't lift the heaviest weight on day 1. You pick up something light, you lift, you repeat. And day by day, strength grows. Confidence works the same way. You start with the smallest habit. Maybe it's standing tall when you walk into a room. Maybe it's saying one clear sentence without filler words. Maybe it's choosing to raise your hand in a meeting just once. Alone, it feels tiny, almost invisible, but stacked together, day after day. That's how leaders are built. Let me give you an example. Oprah Winfrey didn't begin by commanding global stages. She started by speaking in local newsrooms. Small audiences, short segments, but she showed up consistently. Her voice got stronger, her presence grew bolder, until the world could no longer ignore her. That's the secret. Not one big leap, but hundreds of small steps never skipped. So, if you're waiting for the right time to begin, stop waiting. Your confidence won't come fully formed. It will be built through the small, repeated actions you take today. And once you learn to start small, the next step is learning how to embrace failure. Not as defeat, but as data. That's where we're going next. Number 2, embrace failure as data. Here's a truth many avoid. Failure is not the end. Failure is feedback. It's information. It's raw data for your growth. Self-made leaders know this. They don't run from mistakes. They study them, they dissect them, they ask, what is this teaching me? Take Thomas Edison. Thousands of experiments failed, but he didn't see failure. He saw results. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That mindset is the blueprint, because when you remove the fear of failure, you unlock courage, and with courage, confidence multiplies. Imagine you apply for a job and get rejected. Old thinking says, I wasn't good enough. Leader thinking says, what can I improve for next time? Imagine you launch a project and it falls flat. Old thinking says, I should stop trying. Leader thinking says, now I know what doesn't work, let's refine. That's the shift. Failure becomes data. Data becomes growth. Growth becomes confidence. So don't hide from your mistakes. Harvest them. Turn them into lessons. Every failure you face is sharpening your edge. Every stumble is teaching you how to stand taller next time. And once you've learned to embrace failure, the next key is choosing who you walk with. Because confidence is not only built alone, it's fueled by the people around you. Number 3, network with uplifting people. Here's the reality. Confidence is contagious, and so is doubt. The people you spend time with shape you more than you notice. More than you admit. Ever been around someone negative? Their words drain you. Their doubt plants seeds in your mind. Suddenly, your dreams feel smaller. Now flip it. Ever been around someone who believes in you? Who says, "You've got this, keep going." Notice how your energy shifts. That's the power of uplifting people. Leaders curate their circle. They don't allow toxic voices to dominate. They choose people who inspire, challenge, and stretch them. Because your environment is either a greenhouse helping you grow, or a desert drying you out if you want self-belief. Audit your circle. Ask, who lifts me up? Who tears me down? If someone constantly criticizes without building, limit that voice. If someone encourages, challenges, and supports, double your time with them. And here's a secret. Networking isn't about quantity. It's about quality. One uplifting ally can outweigh 10 doubters. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who see your potential. People who remind you of your strength when you forget. Because confidence grows faster in the right soil and once your circle supports you. The next step is even deeper: the conversations you have with yourself. Number 4, master self-talk. Here's the truth. The most powerful voice in your life isn't your mentor, isn't your boss, isn't even your family. It's yours, your inner dialogue. The words you whisper to yourself at midnight. The silent commentary running all day long, why it matters. If that voice is cruel, confidence crumbles. You sabotage your own progress. If that voice is kind but firm, confidence strengthens. You become unstoppable. The trap of negative self-talk. Think about this. Would you ever speak to your best friend the way you speak to yourself? When you fail, do you say, "I'm so stupid. I'll never get this right"? Or do you say, "I'm learning. I'll adjust. I'll rise again"? Leaders choose the second. Not because they're delusional, but because they understand confidence isn't built on insults. It's built on empowering truth. Failure? Don't call it proof you're worthless. Call it data. Call it training. Call it feedback. Nerves before a big event. Don't say "I'm weak." Say, "I'm excited. My body is preparing me." This shift is subtle, but powerful. It transforms anxiety into fuel. It turns fear into readiness. Here's a simple exercise. Each morning, look in the mirror and declare, "I am capable. I am learning. I am becoming stronger every day." Say it out loud, because words aren't just thoughts. They're signals to your brain, and repetition carves belief. So remember, mastering self-talk isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing words that build instead of break. Once your inner voice becomes an ally, confidence has a foundation. And with that foundation, the next question is, how do you grow beyond where you are today? Number 5, invest in growth. Confidence doesn't just happen, it's cultivated. And the soil where it grows best is personal growth. Think about it. If you keep doing the same things, reading the same pages, living in the same patterns, how can you expect your confidence to expand? Confidence thrives when you expand the choice leaders make. Self-made leaders know this secret. Growth is not a luxury. It's not something you do when you have time. It's oxygen. They read. They attend workshops. They invest in mentors. They seek feedback even when it stings. Because every new skill, every new insight, every layer of wisdom becomes another brick in the fortress of confidence. Scarcity versus abundance. Here's a mindset shift. People often say, "I don't have the money for books, for courses, for training." But those same people spend money on distractions, on fleeting pleasures. Self-made leaders flip the script. They see growth as the best return on investment. Because while material things fade, the skills you sharpen, the mindset you develop, the wisdom you gain stay with you for life. Tiny investments, big impact. Growth doesn't always mean grand gestures. It can be as small as reading 10 pages a day, listening to a podcast while commuting, practicing one new habit each week. Start small, but stay consistent. The compound effect is real, and over time, the person you become will surprise you. The confidence connection. Why does growth build confidence? Because confidence is not pretending you know everything. It's trusting that whatever you don't know, you can learn. And whatever skill you lack, you can develop. Growth gives you proof. Proof that you can adapt. Proof that you can evolve. Proof that you are not stuck. So, when you invest in growth, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're expanding the very container that holds your confidence. And yet growth takes time. It's often invisible before it's undeniable, which leads us to one of the hardest, yet most powerful, lessons. Number 6. Stay persistent when invisible. Here's a truth nobody likes to talk about. The world doesn't clap for you at the beginning. In fact, most of the time, nobody notices. Your effort is invisible. Your growth is invisible. Your results are invisible. And this is where most people give up, the silent season. Every self-made leader has lived through what I call the silent season. It's that stretch where you're putting in the work. Day after day, but nothing seems to change. You wonder, am I wasting my time? Is this even worth it? But here's the secret. This silent season is not punishment. It's preparation like seeds underground. No one sees them sprouting, but give them time. And they break through the soil, the test of real confidence. Confidence isn't built when the crowd cheers. It's built when you keep going, even when the room is empty. True self-belief whispers, I don't need applause to keep moving. I trust the process. Even when it's slow, I am becoming, even if no one sees it yet. This is what separates leaders from dreamers. Small wins, big endurance during this invisible season. You have to anchor yourself in small wins. Celebrate consistency. Notice the subtle improvements. You read faster, you handle stress better. You respond with more clarity. These are not small. They are the bricks of resilience being laid inside you. Here's what usually happens. You persist long enough in the dark, and then one day, the world suddenly sees you to outsiders. It looks like an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't overnight. It was years of invisible persistence. So, remember this blueprint. Start small, but consistent. Embrace failure as data. Surround yourself with uplifting people. Invest in growth and stay persistent, even when unseen. That's the confidence blueprint. Not flashy, not instant, but real. And in a world addicted to shortcuts, that's what will set you apart. So let me leave you with this. Your confidence is not built in the spotlight. It's built in the shadows. In the mornings you rise before dawn. In the nights you stay faithful to your vision. One day, the light will find you. But until then, stay persistent, stay steady, and believe, because the blueprint is already in your hands. Now it's time to build.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions, your breakthroughs, and let us know what you'd love to hear next. Subscribe to stay connected. And if this message could uplift someone you care about, send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.